Hey, what's up guys, it's Comic Blast Keenan here, or you can call me CBK, but I'm your number one Spider-Man PS5 fan, bringing you another Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. If you're new here, definitely check out all of my other Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos. It's all I talk about on the channel, so subscribe to join in on the Marvel Spider-Man 2 hype. But today I want to talk about some side missions and side characters I would like to see in the next game. Some of these are very realistic options, and some of them are very unlikely to happen, but it's my wish list, so let's just have some fun with it. With that being said, let's swing on into the video. So I just want to start off by saying I would love for this game to start off with a dope mission against a character that will likely have nothing to do with the story in this game. Similar to how Wilson Fisk was handled in the first game, he was a part of the opening mission but was never in the game again. Well, at least not physically. His presence was still very much felt in the game though. But in this opening mission, I would love to see a villain that has nothing to do with the story we are getting. Just something to get us hyped and acclimated to the new gameplay. Some of the villains that I think would be great options for an opening mission would be either Mysterio or Sandman. Mysterio is just one of my favorite Spider-Man villains of all time, so I had to throw him in there. And then there's Sandman. I think Sandman is just a great side character, great side villain to start with. But the main reason I selected these villains is because I think both of them would do a great job of showcasing the PS5's visual performance. Mysterio would make for some really trippy visuals, and Sandman would just look amazing on the PS5. Imagine the rendering of all those grains of sand, it would just be insane. I think that either one of these villains would make for a great opening mission just to get us hyped for the game, get used to the new controls, and get us immersed in the experience. So the second item on my wish list is going to be a little bit unrealistic, but I'm holding on to hope that this could potentially happen one day. But I would love to see a side mission where Daredevil and Spider-Man team up. I mean, come on, at some point in this universe, they're going to have to show us one of these major Marvel characters, as opposed to always having Easter eggs and just references of them. Imagine Daredevil coming to you for help with some shady Fisk dealings. Perhaps he wants to close down the last of his operation and wants Spider-Man to help. Like I said, I realize that this is unlikely, but man, a boy can dream. Up next on my list, I want to continue to build upon what I thought was one of the better side missions in the first game, and that would mean the return of Tombstone. The Tombstone stuff was just an awesome addition to the side missions in Spider-Man PS4. Most of the missions were kind of meh. There were some decent ones. The Taskmaster stuff was pretty okay, but the Tombstone missions stood out the most to me. And it actually featured a pretty difficult boss battle, which is something that was missing from the other side missions. I'd love for Insomniac to just build upon what they started in the first game and give us some more Tombstone. Alright, so next up on my list is a side mission featuring Morbius the Living Vampire. If you watched my DLC wishlist video for Spider-Man 2, then you would know that I really want a DLC centered around Morbius. There was kind of a soft introduction to the character when Morgan Michaels, the alias name of Michael Morbius, was introduced as the Doctor, partly responsible for the creation of Devil's Breath. It's quite possible that during Morgan Michaels' experiments, he had some sort of accident that turned him into this living vampire. I would love for Pete to do some investigative work around the city where he's trying to figure out what creature is going around sucking the blood of people. From there, I would love for these side missions to help set up a larger DLC for Morbius. I'm really passionate about this one, guys, so give me your honest feedback in the comments about this potential side mission and a larger DLC for Morbius. Alright, lastly on my list of side missions and characters that I want to see in Marvel Spider-Man 2, we have the continuation of Yuri's story. Listen, the City That Never Sleeps DLC was not perfect, but I do love what they did for Yuri's character. It looks as if they're going to go ahead and try to set up the Wraith storyline. If you're unfamiliar, in the comics, Yuri becomes the anti-hero known as Wraith after she becomes frustrated with the justice system. She wants to believe in the system, but she loses her faith in it after she sees guys like Hammerhead get away with his crimes. Then she decides that killing is the best solution for making sure that these criminals cannot continue to harm people. This obviously conflicts with Spider-Man's ideology. Spider-Man and Yuri had a really cool relationship in the game, and I feel like some side missions involving Yuri or Wraith would be a great way to continue building on the story that they started in the first game. So that's my list of side missions and side characters I would like to see in Marvel Spider-Man 2. If you didn't know already, I reply to all of my comments, so if you want to leave your thoughts down below, we can get a conversation going. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and check out some of my other Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos. But that's it for me, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.